for Spiritual Living here in beautiful Boise, Idaho. We're very glad that you're here, whether in person or online. This morning on the keyboard, our fearless leader, Mr. Rex Miller. And keeping our feet firmly planted on the ground, on that bass, Mr. Ted McClurg. And the heartbeat of this little organization on percussion, Phil Bowden.
And of course, we have Miss Becky Borczon singing for us today. Please give her a big hand.
So glad to be here. Thank you. All the world over, so easy to see. People everywhere just gotta be free. Listen, please, listen, that's the way it should be. Peace in the valley, yeah, we all can be free. You should see what a lovely, lovely world this could be if everyone learned to live together. Seems to me such an itty bitty thing could be. And why can't you and me learn to love one another? Now all the world over, so easy to see. People everywhere just wanna be free. I can't understand, it's so simple to me. People everywhere just got to be free. That's right. If there's a man who is down and needs a helping hand, all it takes is you to understand and to pull him through. It seems to me we got to start it individually. And I'll do unto you what you do to me. I said no, now shout it from the mountain on out to the sea. No two ways about it, people got to be free. You ask me my opinion will be it's a natural situation for us all to be free. Oh, what a feeling just come over me. See, love can move a mountain, make a blind man see. Everybody singing now, come on and see. Peace in the valley, now we all can be free. Peace in the valley, yeah, we all can be free. Peace in the valley, yeah, we got to be free.
Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, those of you here in the sanctuary and those of you online. My name is Deborah Whitman, and I am one of the practitioners here at the Boise Center for Spiritual Living. I am going to read a piece from the 40-Day Mind Fast Soul Feast by Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith on gratitude. True gratitude is a way of life. When you wake up in the morning, let your first thought be one of thanksgiving that you have yet another day to walk in the love of God. As you go through your day, see the giver behind all the gifts freely that have been given unto you. As events present themselves in your experience, train your consciousness to be in gratitude, independent of judging them as desirable or undesirable. Remain detached. Then at night, train your last thought before you sleep to be one of thanksgiving for the miracle of knowing God, whose pleasure it is to give you the kingdom. And now let's just take a few moments to relax. And if you're comfortable, close your eyes or lower your gaze. And let's just know that Where you are at right now is the perfect place for you. You're where you're meant to be. We will now begin our spiritual practice of lighting the world religion's candles. And it is my honor to introduce Pamela Thompson, who will light the world religion's candle from the Christ candle. In religious science, we perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faiths come from one great universal presence, which we call spirit. In lighting these candles, we honor the one family of humanity made up of over 4,000 religions and spiritual traditions throughout the world. This morning, we're going to recognize how gratitude is a major common thread in 5 of these paths. We light the first candle for Buddhism. Gratitude influences moral and domestic values, such as loyalty, philanthropy, justice, truth, and honesty. And above all, gratitude is one's parents, to one's parents, is foremost. We light the second candle for Christianity. Gratitude is the common bond of all Christians who see God as the selfless giver of all things, and this indebtedness to God shapes their emotions, thoughts, actions, and deeds. We light the third candle for Judaism. Gratitude is an essential part of the act of worship and part of every aspect of a worshiper's life. We light the fourth candle for Islam. The necessity of giving gratitude and thankfulness to God for all things, and quote, gratitude for the abundance you have is the best insurance that the abundance will continue. We light the fifth candle for New Thought. Gratitude is a powerful creative act which plants the seed of energy, exchange, and manifestation. And so now let us quiet our minds and open our hearts to the spiritual message being sung by Becky Borczon.
If
Please join me in prayer. As I recognize that one divine presence, that one power, that source of all life that is everywhere present at all times. I absolutely know that I am one with this power and that everyone in this room and beyond these walls are one with this presence and power too. And it is from this place of knowing that I say thank you, Spirit, for this service this morning, for all the hands and the hearts that came together to make it possible. And I especially say thank you as Reverend Jackie Holland steps aside and allows the message that is important for each one of us to hear to come through her. So with great gratitude in my heart, I say thank you. And together we say Om, Shanti, Ashe, Amen, Aho, and so it is. And now let's welcome Becky Borczon.
There is a candle in every soul, some brightly burning, some dark and cold. There is a spirit who brings a fire, ignites a candle, and makes his home. So carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, confused and torn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world. Take your candle light your world.
Becky B, ladies and gentlemen, lighting up our world. Lighting. Oh, Becky, would you? Can I have that? Thank you. Just for a minute. No, it's okay. No, I want the candle. Is this the candle?
I know, but it doesn't have all the words, 'cause I know. But
She knows that song. Never mind. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to all of you who are here in the sanctuary this morning with us, rejoicing and celebrating and lighting your candles. And for all of you who are online with us, whatever time, whether you're watching us now or later in the day, I just want to say welcome. It is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to have you with us this morning. Go light your candles, she says. As she was singing that, I want you to know that Becky and I usually communicate during the week, and this has been, I think many of you know, a week. That's all we're going to say. Okay, it is not 10 minutes till 12, I'm sure of that. It's been quite a week, and so I did not read her email, but guess what the talk is? Discovering your soul. Discovering soul. See? That's Becky. I always know it's going to be a good day when Becky B is in the house. So there's a candle in every soul she read. There is a candle in every soul. Carry your candle. Go light the world. This week, in some of my despair, some of my sadness, some of my anger, some of my whatever words we want to use today. No, I'm not talking politics. I know half the church didn't come because they're so worried I'm going to talk politics. I'm not. But in that, I just kind of revisited some old friends. I revisited the Christian Bible. I revisited Gary Zukav in his wonderful book, Seed of the Soul. That's an old metaphysical book, but I'm telling you, there is something about revisiting old metaphysical books or older metaphysical books, because every time you read them, you read something different. Am I right? Have many of y'all experienced that? So I guess many of, and I had the great honor of knowing Gary, not as an intimate friend, but knowing Gary when I was in Los Angeles at another church, and he came there quite a bit and appeared. He also appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show over 30 times to discuss the concepts of transformation in the human consciousness. How can we transform the human consciousness? And so he presented Seed of the Soul, and Oprah, like hundreds of thousands of other people, said that this was a life-changing book. And it is a life-changing book for me, by the way. I invite you to revisit it. And maybe you get a little group of people together and talk about some of the concepts in this book. We're going to talk about a few today. In it does offer some wonderful approaches about how we can some wonderful ideas about how we can approach our life and how we can interact with other people in a way that will bring us more harmony, more peace, more oneness, more cooperation, therefore results. So I'm saying it's a book for our time, because we forget, we get so polarized that we forget democracy has worked, and now it is our time to participate in this great experiment called democracy, speaking our truth, being our light, carrying our light, and lighting the world. This book attempts to answer the questions, the tiny question, the unimportant question of why are we here and what is ours to do? What is the meaning of life? Why are we here and what are we supposed to do? Gary answers it with one sentence. He says, we are here to heal and to evolve. I would go a step further and I would say we are here to know God as us, in us, and to heal and to evolve. I'm not sure we can heal until we know Spirit is within us. We're here to know the wholeness of God, the wholeness of our souls, and to experience absolute fullness of love and life. That's what we're here. No politics, no financial situations, no disruptions in your life can change that. We are here to experience the fullness of love, the fullness of oneness, the fullness of spirit as us. Then why is it that so many of us are so unhappy and so unfulfilled? Because every week I say this, we are spiritual beings living in a physical body, and there is a limited depth that we can truly experience through our five senses. We think if we can't smell it, touch it, feel it, taste it. What did I leave out? Here, see it, that it doesn't exist. I think that's rather important, don't you? Because I believe that may be the number one thing that we judge our life by. If I can't see it, I don't believe it. And we're beseeching you to believe in a God that you cannot see. Humanly, you believe you cannot see. But if you want to see God, all you got to do is look in the mirror, or all you got to do is right now turn and look at somebody. Go ahead. And you've just seen God. You've just seen Spirit. Yes, bow down before them, yes. So we often are so focused on the external material world. We're more focused on the external material world than we are in our inner spiritual realm. We get caught up thinking that the key to a better life is to gain power through money, success, fame, and material goods. And unfortunately, that tends to create a scarcity mentality in which we believe that we must compete with one another to get what we want because there's not enough. Because we are relying on our five senses. Feel it, touch it, see it, sense it, whatever those are. Whatever they are, you know what they are. This leads to, and in some cases we've all seen this, even violence and destruction, when we are living in a scarcity mentality that says there's not enough, so I've got to compete with you in order to get what's mine. But we know in this philosophy, and we know in an abundant universe, that there is no scarcity. That is a human concept called scarcity, called lack and limitation. It does not exist except in the mind of humanity, humanness. True happiness. So Gary Zukav says this. He says the way to achieve joy and fulfillment is through an evolution of our souls. An evolution of our souls, moving from a five-sense physical awareness to a multi-sense spiritual awareness of life. Multi-sense spiritual awareness of life. True happiness, he says, comes not from external power or money, but from connecting to the authentic power of spirit within us. Connecting to the authentic power of spirit within us. So true happiness comes, he says in this book, when we have an evolution of consciousness. An evolution of consciousness. When we become absolutely aware of our soul and its connection to God and our connection to each other. Breathe that in. Think about what that really means. We have an evolution of consciousness when we become absolutely aware of our soul, of our spirit. I'm going to talk about soul in a minute. And its connection to God and to each other. Our bodies and personalities are the human part of us that make us feel isolated and separated from others. Our souls, on the other hand, recognize that we live in a responsive, abundant, loving, alive, supportive universe that is here for us, not against us. And that all of our actions impact not only ourselves, but everything far beyond our physical senses. Every thought, word, deed, action that we do, that we have, that we express, impacts not only ourselves, but beyond the physical realm. So the only way to elevate our lives to a level in where we feel whole and complete is to join the limited external aspects of our bodies and our personalities with the unlimited possibility of our souls. So we've got to join the physical because we are physical. with the unlimited possibility of our souls. Now, I want to talk about this word soul because, you know, spirit, soul, and body, you know, and some of us who perhaps were in the Catholic faith have an idea of what soul means. Our soul is our spirit. It's our value. It's our core concepts. Let me put it this way. Your soul, in the way that I'm speaking about it today, is your reference point for life. Your reference point for life, okay? What is it that you believe? What is it that you want to express? What are the core values of your life? What is it that if anything about this was changed, literally, you would not be who you are? That's your soul. Zukov writes this. This was hard for me to understand. I had to read it a couple of times. He says this. The incarnation of the soul is a massive reduction of the power of the soul to a scale that is appropriate to a physical form. I'll read that again. The incarnation of your soul, your soul, is a massive reduction of the power of the soul to a scale that is appropriate to physical form. It's so much bigger, but it has adapted to us, to ourselves. The personality is those part of the souls that require healing, along with those part of the soul, such as compassion and love, that the soul has lent to the process of healing in that lifetime. The splintered aspects of the soul, which require healing, need to interact in physical matter so that each part of the splinteredness can become whole. So we have to interact, the spirit with the physical, so that we can become whole, so that we can heal. Therefore, he said, you can see within a person's personality the splintered suffering of the soul from which it was formed, as well as the grace that the soul has earned, which is the loving part of the personality. You may have to look this up in the book and read it a couple of times, because its meaning, it's deep. He goes on to say this. The personality sometimes appears as a force running rampant in the world with no attachment to the energy of the soul. Ever met an angry person? This is what we're talking about. The personality sometimes appears as a force running rampant in the world with no attachment to the loving energy of the soul, to the compassionate energy. It appears that way. It is the result of the personality being unable to find its reference point. Okay. So the next time that you're angry or belligerent or incompassionate, you might stop and say, I know one of my core values is kindness. Oh, I'm working so hard at that, you might say to yourself. And then you might say, where is my reference point? I'm angry. How can I get to my reference point? To my spirit, to my soul. If we can have a reference point, compassion, love, oneness, whatever works for you. When a personality is in full balance, you cannot see where it ends, he says, and where the soul begins. That is a whole human being. So, listen, I don't know what all those words mean to you. I just know what they mean to me. But I think what he is saying is that we are here to evolve our souls. And Deborah's going to love this. Maybe that may take more than one physical lifetime. She loves this. This is what Zukov believes. Now, religious science doesn't really teach reincarnation, although it was very interesting at the end of our founder's life how he sure seemed to believe in it. But anyway. Maybe, just maybe, it may take more than one physical lifetime. When the body and personality are united with the soul, the body and the personality would die, but the soul lives on, and then possibly, I'm saying possibly, Deborah, it could reincarnate into another body and personality that will heal another aspect of our soul. I don't know, I haven't made up my mind what I believe about reincarnation, but here's what I'm going to tell you. Not everybody can come back as a princess. And so far, the people that tell me that they're reincarnated, they lived all. I just want to meet one person who was a slave or a serf. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just saying. What this means in English then, thank you, Gary, is that everything in your body and your personality are experienced Everything that your body and your personality are experiencing in this lifetime is exactly what your soul needs to heal. It's exactly what your soul, your spirit, your reference point needs to evolve and to heal. Nothing is missing. Nothing is missing. Even what's going on right now. I know, don't say it. Everything you need to grow, heal, and evolve and know the fullness of your soul is absolutely available to you right now. You are not in the wrong body. You are not in the wrong century. You are not in the wrong state or the wrong family. I promise you. This is what it is. Everything that you've got, is what you need to evolve in this lifetime. Ouch. I don't like it. So you've got everything that you need to evolve your soul in order to move to that multi-sensory, authentic power level that I'm talking about. You need to recognize that you have a soul. You must recognize, I just have to say it, that the light and the Spirit of God is in you. And you must value that invisible, powerful aspect of yourself. Stop ignoring it. Stop playing small. Stop snuffing out your candle. She told us, light your candle, carry it to the world, and light the world, and light the world. Zukov says that when you recognize, acknowledge, and value your soul, that part of you that is spirit itself, it will begin to express and fill your personality, your body, and your life. It will literally change who you are. If you will recognize it, acknowledge it, and value it. We recognize, acknowledge, and value our mind. We recognize, acknowledge, and value the power of our positions and our jobs and our money and all of the things in life that we as humans believe make us who we are, but we tend to denigrate or to actually ignore the very thing that is us. Our spirit, our soul, who we are, what we are, the reference points for our life. And if all of us, if we could teach our children, what is the reference point? You know, one time I was teaching the teens down at Agape. They were mostly African-American kids, and I may have told you this story before, but this was important to me to teach them reference points, to help them understand. And of course, you know, in the time when I was down there in the 70s, the 80s, the early 90s, there was a lot of conflict between the African-American groups, the Asian groups. I'm talking about it at Los Angeles, in the Los Angeles high school district. And our children, high schools, and our young people, we would practice this on Sunday, and it's really easy to be this on Sunday, isn't it, you know? And one Sunday, one of my kids came to me and said, you know, Aunt Jackie, you know, you taught us to go to that place, to go to that reference point when we got upset and angry. And he said, I got called out of my class, and I was going to the principal's office, no surprise knowing this kid. And he said, and then I saw the Asian group down at the end, and I knew I was going to get my you-know-what whooped. And he said, I just stopped. I went to my reference point. What can I do to help evolve this? And he said, and they walked away. Now, listen, I don't know. Maybe that was serendipitous. Maybe it had nothing to do with it. But just think about this. If all of us could find our reference points for those moments when humanly we're having some problem. We are here to evolve our souls. We are here. So how do you do that? How do you do that? How do you move to a multi-sensory level? How do you do it? First, this is going to be no surprise. I've got 3 ways to tell you. First, you have to work and understand. You have to understand and work with the law of cause and effect. I know, you're sick of that, aren't you? You know, taking full responsibility for our life scares most of us. It really does. Taking full responsibility for our lives scares us. We like to take credit for the good things, but we don't like to take ownership of the bad and the ugly in our lives. When things don't go well, we tend, and I'm not saying this is true of all of us, but we tend to blame something outside of ourselves for whatever is going wrong. But whether you want to acknowledge this or not, we have 100% responsibility for every aspect of our lives. We don't believe that we do. You could say, I don't have 100% responsibility when I'm at my job. My boss has that. We're not going to get into that here, but the reality is 100% responsibility for every single one of our thoughts, our feelings, our words, and our actions that cause a particular effect in our lives. Every single thought, word, action, belief forms an effect in our life. Whether consciously or not, we are participating in the law of cause and effect with everything that's happened in our lives. Some people call this karma. Some people say that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Some people say what comes around goes around, or you get what you receive. Whatever you call this, this is an incontrovertible law, the law of cause and effect. We can argue it, we can try to get around it. I have my whole life, I just know I'm going to be the one to find a way around it. But every condition that I am experiencing in my life, every one of them, is something that I helped to support or create. I'll say that again. Every condition, every situation, every circumstance in our lives is something that we have helped support or create. Every intention sets energy into motion, whether we're conscious of it or not. So I want you to look at a particular effect that's going on in your life right now. Maybe it's money. Maybe it's struggling with someone. Maybe it's somebody that's cheated on you. Maybe it's a health thing. The fact that that condition is the effect of some cause, and we can respond to it by getting angry, frustrated, bitter, but that only creates another cause, which takes another effect, and just piles on and piles on and piles on. Or we can take charge of the situation. We can attempt to transform it, working with practitioners, with friends, therapists, whatever works for you. You can work with affirmations, you can read, you can take classes, you can call us, we're here for you. But most of all, you can affirm this: I'm going to learn from this. I will learn from this. I will grow from this. I will get better from this. Whatever's happening, that's what you can do. I will learn from this. I will get better from this. I will grow through this. I will open my heart to spirit, and I will allow a space to move through this experience that gives me understanding and knowledge and wisdom for the future of my life. I will respond with blessings of love and intention. In those moments when you don't know what to do, that's all that you can do. And then your response will become a new cause, and it will create a new effect, and that effect will create another effect, and now we've got this going, and it's wonderful. That's how your soul can heal. That's how your soul can heal. So are you willing to accept full responsibility for your life? Come on up. Come on up. Are you willing to accept and embrace the law of cause and effect? Are you willing to consciously choose to respond in the most positive ways that you can to create a greater effect in your life? Are you willing right now to say that the law of cause and effects means that I've got to look in that mirror?
I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good. It's gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the streets with not enough to got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know I'm looking at that man in the mirror, and I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. Na, 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 na. I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize there are some with no home, not a nickel to own. Could it be really me pretending that they're not alone? A willow deeply scarred, somebody's broken heart, and a washed out dream. They follow each other on the wind, you see, 'cause I got nowhere to be. That's why I'm starting with me. I'm looking at that girl in the mirror, and I'm asking her to change her ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. I'm starting with that man in the mirror, and I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. I'm looking at that girl in the mirror, and I'm asking her to change her ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. You gotta get it right while you got the time. You got your mind, baby. Ow! Oh, yeah. It's gonna be real good. Gonna be real, 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 real good. Make a change.
It's that simple, and it's that hard. If you want to make a change, you got to look in the mirror and take responsibility for our lives, just as they are and just as they are not. If you want, the message cannot be any clearer. If you want to make a change, look in the mirror. Number one, take responsibility. Number two, he says, we've got to commit to feel and heal ourselves. This has been a week of massive polar opposites. Some people filled with rage and pain and anger and upsetness and disbelief and the feeling of perhaps being let down, I don't know. And then on the other polar opposite, there's elation and joy and happiness, and that's good. We have to feel our emotions. We have to feel our feelings. None of us like to feel sadness or pain. We don't want to feel the hurt or the pain of betrayal, disappointment, grief, rejection, disdain. None of us want that. Most of us prefer to deny or avoid the pain in our lives. We got thousands of ways to do it. I got hundreds right here. You want to hear my games? I got television. Some people drink. Some people shop. Okay, we won't talk about that. I'm just saying. We have millions of ways to avoid our pain. Baked potatoes with cheese works well. I'm saying. Seriously, have you ever, when you've been in pain, thought, what do I want to eat? Okay, maybe that's just Southerners, I'm not sure. I'm just saying. When we shut off our heart, when we stuff our feelings deep inside and we pretend that everything's okay, when we shut off our feelings that way, we also close off important information that's trying to get through to us for healing. And the only way you can receive that information is to feel it, to accept it. It's okay, because this too shall pass. There's almost no one in this room, I believe, who hasn't lost someone that they loved. And you thought in that moment that you would never move past that the sadness would always be there. But the promise in the Christian Bible is that God is with us always, will never leave us or forsake us. That we are supported and loved by a power that's pure love, pure joy, pure magnificence, and that this too shall pass. That the night does not last, that the sun will rise. And so if we can tell ourselves as we're feeling the pain, we don't want to shut it off because it's trying to give us important information, because pain is a sign that something is wrong. We know that when our arms hurt, our legs hurt, our hips hurt, we know something's wrong. But when our soul hurts, when our spirit hurts, when our feelings hurt, sometimes we don't acknowledge that there's a message that something is wrong here. Something is wrong. So, when we acknowledge it, when we investigate it, we can actually transform the energy of our feelings into consciousness, and we can liberate, we can free our pain into something healthier and more positive. Otherwise, I promise you this, as the leading expert standing in this room about ignoring pain, if you ignore it, it will fester and it will grow, and it will grow, and it will grow. Zukov writes this, he says, when you welcome your emotions as teachers, every emotion brings good news, even the ones that are painful. When you welcome your emotions as teachers, every one of them will bring good news, even the ones that are painful. He says pain by itself is merely pain, but the experience of pain coupled with an understanding that the pain is serving you a worthy purpose is the beginning of healing. Suffering can be endured, he said, because there is a reason for it, and it is worth the effort. You know, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will not pitch my tent there. I will move through it. And that's what I'm talking about. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of pain and disappointment and hurt and betrayal, I'm not living there. I'm moving on through, and I'm going to soak up everything that it has for me to learn. What is more worthy of your pain than the evolution of your soul? What is more worthy of your pain than the healing of your spirituality, of who and what you are? There is nothing more noble, no more worthy. Now, I'm not saying we're going to start putting pins in our hands or poking ourselves for pain. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the pain that life offers you. So we got to be willing to feel our pain, because pain signals something to us. It needs to be healed. So I want you to think about perhaps a painful situation that you're going through right now. I'm not going to keep you here, but I want you to just think about it for a second and ask, what is pain? What is your intention here? Hurt? What is your intention? What is it you want me to get? Okay. Thank you. What is this pain here to teach me? How can it help me to know God in a fuller, better way? How can this pain help expand my soul? How can this pain help me develop my reference point in my soul in a bigger way? When you're willing to stay in it, when you're willing to ask the questions. Zukov says, follow the pain, because it can help us connect the intentions behind the pain. So here's the deal. By the way, in his book, this was one that I really got. He said, for example, if you have an intention to marry, but that thought causes pain instead of joy, follow the pain. You know, the minister who married my first husband and I said, after he married us, he said, well, Bill, I knew you'd be here, but I wasn't so sure Jackie would. Okay, I don't know why more people aren't laughing about that, but okay. So anyway, figure out the wrong intention that caused the pain. that might have caused, and Bill, if you are listening to me, you are a wonderful, amazing man, and I loved every second of our life together. And that minister was stupid. But here's the thing. Figure out the wrong intention that might have caused, you never know. I mean, you never know. Figure out the wrong intention that might have caused the pain and replace that intention with a healthier, more positive intention. Okay, I know that the reason for this pain is to give me a message. So replace it with a positive message. What is the message? Number 2, you understand. Feel the feelings, follow the pain, live through it. Number 1, look in the mirror, take responsibility. And number 3, we must maintain a reverence and a gratitude for life. As our wonderful Deborah, our practitioner of the day, who's going to be available to pray with you right over here, take you into the prayer room after service, as she so beautifully read about and spoke about in her prayer, gratitude and reverence. You know, a key part of our evolution, a key part of our healing is to recognize the magnificence of our world, to recognize how grateful we are for everything around us, our friends, our family, this church, the warmth, the food. I don't know what you're grateful for, but to maintain an attitude of reverence towards life, to honor the sacredness of all life. It's awe-inspiring to consider the breadth of the universe and all that's in it. It is amazing. It's overwhelming sometimes to think about the billions and billions of galaxies in the sky. It's just hard for me to even recognize the power of this world. We live. If you've ever gone in Iguazu Falls, Niagara Falls, the Grand Canyon, and to stand there and to any of these places that are so awe-inspiring to you, our green belt, everywhere, right where you are. Feel the gratitude and be inspired. We live in a magnificent, ever-expanding world that keeps nothing from us. Every human being has a purpose and a value, and we are all connected to every individual who has a purpose and a value. We're connected. We're one with each other. And the way we treat each other creates the world that we live in ourselves. So we have a responsibility to care for ourselves and each other and for all of nature, because we've been given this sacred life. And this reverence prevents us. The reverence is one of the touchstones of my life. And in those moments when we want to take advantage of someone or we want to cheat someone, when we move back to that touchstone, reverence, it prevents us from taking advantage of someone. It stops us from polluting the world. It prevents us from feeling self-righteous or superior to each other when we remember that we're all one, that we're all one. And when we know that what we give to others is what we give ourselves, is the beginning of transformation. So, today, I want you to remember the law of cause and effect, taking responsibility, living your life in reverence and joy, feeling your feelings, because there's a candle in every soul, some brightly burning, some are dark and cold. There's a spirit who brings fire, ignites a candle and makes his home. Carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, confused, and torn. Hold your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and light the world. Peace and blessings, my beloveds. So, Rex, for our blessing today, there is so much to pray for. Today we are holding Ukraine, Lebanon, Gaza. We're holding our country, our government, our world in our prayers this morning. For every prayer that has been uttered, has been written, has been given to this church, I want you to know that your prayer team is working. But today, for our closing prayer, I want us to do a little process together, and I ask you just to close your eyes for a loving kindness blessing. peace. My heart remains open. I awaken to the light of my own true nature. I am healed. I am a source of healing for all beings. Please bring to your mind a loved one, someone in your life that is precious and a treasure. You are at peace. Your heart remains open. You awaken to the light of your own true nature. You are healed. You are a source of healing for all beings. Bring to mind a person you hold in judgment, and perhaps you can find a way to forgive now. Bring to your mind someone that you hold in judgment. Whisper, you are at peace. Your heart remains open. You awaken to the light of your own true nature. You are healed. You are a source of healing for all beings. I forgive. I forgive. And so now, bring to mind the earth as seen from a distance. Put your hand on your heart. There is peace on earth. There is peace on earth. The hearts of all people are open to themselves and to all beings. All people awaken to the light of their own true natures. All creation is blessed, and it is a blessing to all that is. I am at peace. My heart remains open. I awaken to the nature of my own true being. I am healed. I am a source of love and healing, compassion, welcome, and oneness for all beings. And so it is. Amen. 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 Take a deep breath. For praying with me today and for knowing the truth of your beingness. For those of you in the sanctuary, just speak to someone, tell them you're glad that they're here, or whatever you are moved to say, or nothing. And for those of you who are in the ethers out there in camera land, we're so glad. Know that I'm holding you and loving you. You can put your prayer request right here in the feed. You can make comments in the feed, and we'll get back to you tomorrow after we read them and speak to you. Or you can call the church for any reason for prayer. You can send your prayers to prayers@cslboise.org, prayers@cslboise.org. For those of you who are in the sanctuary, there are prayer cards in the seat backs. For those of you who are online, everything you need to know about the church is at cslboise.org. cslboise.org. We try to keep it as up to date as we can. But if you're not receiving our e-blast, please write to office@cslboise.org. Office@cslboise.org. That is the best way to know about our classes, our workshops, our seminars. It's the best way to know about everything that's happening in the church, because sometimes we can't keep that website up as much as we want, because we change things around here from day to day, as most of y'all know. I just want to say we're holding Kirsten in our prayers this morning as she is traveling to her brother's wedding, and we are just so grateful to everyone who helps out in this church. But I especially want to point out a little angel in this church who has come every Saturday, sometimes with help, most of the time, the last few Saturdays, by himself. Our beloved Shane Kipper has come and taken up your leaves every week. Let's just thank him. He's back there on the camera. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. And Shane, you can make your way forward if you want to as I'm continuing to talk, because I understand that the men are going to do something pretty magnificent tomorrow night. Aren't they? They're dancing. Okay, guys, no gals. The men are going to dance. Come on. I think that's fabulous. So the men's group meets tomorrow night at what time? At 6 p.m., correct? 6 p.m. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Come on, I said make your way forward as I'm continuing to talk. And here's the thing, I think this is very exciting. Our men's group, they get together and they talk about manly things. No, I don't know what they do. They don't let me come. So.
Yep. Talk about manly things. So if you want to talk about manly things, you should come do manly things with us. So we're gonna dance. 6 o'clock, we're doing like just some check-ins and getting to know everybody and chill in the space, and then we'll dance. I'm just putting on like a Spotify playlist, so it's nothing like amazingly DJ'd or anything like that, so no high expectations.
And there'll be a little time to converse if they want to, yeah?
Yeah.
You wanna
Drum,
bring
play
treats?
music. Yeah, finger foods, something to share.
So this might be a time, if none of you men have ever gone because you don't want to get deep on your manly things, I'm just saying, this might be a time to come and have fun and get to know some of the guys in the church, or the guy, not every them, the men who come to this group are not all our church guys. They're just a lot of guys who get together, and seriously, I'm making a joke. I don't really mean the manly things. They really talk about deep, important things about their spirit and their soul and their hearts and moving forward and how to be in the world. You know, women talk to each other so much, I believe, easier and more often than men. Perhaps I'm wrong. But this does give men a place to come and talk and to be together. And anything else you want to announce about Cosmic Pulse or anything?
At this moment, no.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Let's give this man a hand. I want to remind you that on the last Sunday of this month, November the 24th, we are having a Thanksgiving potluck. Now, I know you're saying, oh, Jackie, then on Thursday I got to eat more turkey. Come on, it's once a year. Eat it. But the point is the church is going to provide turkeys, and we're asking you to bring your favorite side dish or the most exotic side dish. Just bring something that you kind of like. And I've told the story every week about this, that I used to do this in California, and one of my friends came and she brought egg rolls, and I thought that was the strangest thing. And then she said, you know, Jackie, I'm from Japan. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You know, really, we get in our own way, don't we, in our way of thinking. Also, we'll have a sign-up list, but let me just say this, guys. You don't need to tell me you're bringing it. Just bring it, and we'll have some turkey and some other things, and it'll be fun. It's also my birthday, so I hope that y'all will come and celebrate my auspicious appearance day. No, seriously, it's, you know, every 5 or 7 years, I don't know, my birthday falls on Thanksgiving. I'm a turkey, you know, that's what everybody says, but not this year. And I want to make a special acknowledgement that tomorrow is Veterans Day, as many of you know. Correct? I'm correct, am I not? And I would like to ask any of our veterans to please stand. Anyone who served in our military forces to please stand and let us. And please remain standing for just a moment. And I would like to ask the families, any family member of our military people, to please stand with them, because I think we served as well. A daughter, a wife, a husband. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for your service. And families, I know being a military child myself, that families serve too. And we bless our troops everywhere around the world. We bless all troops that are serving, that are giving, that are patriots. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. This morning, you heard them, the best music in town, the CSL House Band, with Miss Becky. If you are one of the individuals that is going to assist in leading congregational singing, we would like to ask you, or you want to, come on. We are going to ask you to come next Sunday at 15 minutes till 10, at quarter till 10, and we're going to rehearse 2 congregational songs that we're going to introduce to the congregation. Y'all are going to start singing again. I'm so grateful. We have someone who's going to be running the computer. I'm so excited. We're going to be singing. Haven't you missed it? Because, you know, when the COVID happened, we had to shut down talking and singing, but now we're going to sing together again. So come at quarter till 10. We're going to go over a couple of songs for next week. So that will be a lot of fun. This morning, assisting us, Practitioner of the Day, remember your prayer request cards, and Deborah's going to stand right there so she doesn't have to go wait in that room. You want to pray, she's going to take you in. Soundboard, Rob Compton. Usher greeters, Bev and Jack and Mary, Jack the puppy and Mary. Hospitality brought to you by Ken Potter. Cookies by the church, or I'm not sure. We need people to sign up for cookies, though, so please do. Cosmic Cleaning Crew was Mindy Wood. The Children Youth Church leader is Mindy Wood. E-Blast volunteer this week was Deborah Whitman. And if I have not said somebody's, I did say Shane on the camera, right? And if I haven't said anything, your name, it's not because I don't know. And who was the angel that cleaned up the prayer room? Was it you? Angel. Thank you. I came early to do it, but thank you, thank you, thank you. So, let's just give all of our volunteers a wonderful hand. Now, this is our conscious giving time, the time when we give back to Spirit that which Spirit so magnificently gave to us. Let's just take our gift, our offering in our hands. Sorry we went over so late today. Sorry. Let's just say thank you, God, for the abundance, for the prosperity, for an all needs met mentality. Thank you, Spirit, for allowing us to participate in the law of circulation. Thank you, God, for us to participate in the law of consciousness, of generosity, of appreciation and love. Thank you, Spirit, as we say together, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is. Amen, amen. Ladies and gentlemen, Becky B. and the CSL House Band.
You might slip, you might slide, stumble and fall by the roadside, but don't you ever let nobody drag your spirit down. Yeah, I'm talking to you. See, when they're walking up to heaven, don't let nobody turn you around. Yeah. Walk with the rich, walk with the poor. You learn from everybody, that's what this life is for. So don't you ever let nobody break your spirit down. Don't let them. See when they're walking up to heaven,
Aren't they awesome? Before we do our blessing, I would like to ask if we have any first-time visitors here today. If you would please stand. And the reason we ask you to stand is because we have a cup with some goodies in it that we want to give you.
Very nice. Thank you for being here.
And thank you for being here. JJ, there were 2 others over here? Okay, okay. Now I'm asking you to stand for your blessing. May we all have an open heart of love and be that beacon of light to make a change in our own little part of the world. Peace and blessings.